Hey there, guys. I'm Jackson. I'm working on a 3800 swapped supercharged L67 Fiero. I feel kind of bad starting recording shit at this point because I've already had this engine in the car before. I've been driving around for like 3 months. Racing it around. I've already gone through all the effort of transferring this motor over, which is the hardest part, of course. Tuning it, adjusting systems, fucking with the transmission, right? Like switching it to a manual, which this engine never came in. I had to have somebody machine me a flywheel. Yeah. Right now I am in the middle of basically souping this thing up. At a little lifter tick, or I guess start at the beginning, from when I got this car. I've had this car for about 3 months. I've never run it without this engine in it because the engine I got it with was seized up. I got it from a junkyard that my uncle worked at. Body was in pretty perfect condition. And the guy who owned the junkyard, if you know anything about these cars, they're made out of fiberglass and plastic. So, other than the frame is all one piece. Yeah, so the guy that owns the junkyard, he's like, I can't do shit with this fuck-ass Fiero. It's all fiberglass and plastic. So I asked him, I'm clearly not like a full-ass adult yet. Close, but not there. So I've been looking for like a little project car that I can start on because everybody in my family's into trucks, but I'm more of a car guy. So I've looked at these cars before, just never really given much of a thought. And once I was given the opportunity, sort of started looking into them. There's not a lot of them, or I guess there is quite a bit of them, but there's not a lot of people who have done shit to them, right? So I thought, might as well, right? I give the guy an offer. He says, fuck it, right? He's really cool with my dad and my uncle, so he gives me the car for free. I take it home. Body looks pretty good. Everything looks pretty good, right? And that's when I go ahead. I drop the engine to see if there's any problems with it, because I don't want to run this fucking engine if it. I don't even want to try to crank this engine if it's fucked up and it's just gonna fucking explode, right? So I drop it. I find out that the engine is seized up. So it came with the Fiero V6. They push like just over 100 horsepower. It's not crazy by any means. Fiero V6 with the Muncie 4-speed in it. I have one out over there. It's out of frame. Yeah. So engine seized up. I'm looking around, right? A lot of these engines you can't really find parts for, and so I started looking into alternative options, and the 3800 Series 2 supercharged engine is one of the most like popular ones, right? This engine is awesome, right? Pretty easy to work on, good aftermarket support. They're fast, they're pretty fun. They get okay gas mileage, right? I'm like, okay, right? I need something to fuck around with, right? I'm driving a Chevy Cruze, and I don't really like the Chevy Cruze. It's an automatic, right? Not fun. So I go ahead, me and my dad, mostly my dad, because I'm not a master mechanic by any means, regardless of what my friends say. Yeah, and we go through a probably 3-month endeavor of swapping this engine into that car. Fucking with lines, all that shit. I've already said all it. Yeah, and we finally get it in there. Have fun with it, right? It's fucking fast. Yeah, like keeping me up with, like, literally faster than every truck I've ever seen. As long as I don't go to fucking Texas, right? Faster than, like, every car that I've come across. Like, oh, I have a stage 3 Honda. You're fucking gone, right? Dunzo. Um, yeah, my friend buys like a Volvo S60R, and I think that thing's fast as shit. But somehow I'm faster than that thing. Right? By like a good amount. But yeah, I'm like rocking with like older Corvettes and like a lot of people's built cars, right? So I'm having fun. One night I'm racing, or I guess before that, I drive this thing about 2 hours away to a reunion for a school I went to. I don't have AC. It's a hot summer day. I'm coming back, pull off the interstate into my town, sort of focus on a gas station down the road, run a red light, crash my car. I'm at fault. I ran a red light. I crashed with like a lifted up C10. Thankfully, I hit like their tire. Their truck wasn't damaged whatsoever, but the front end of this thing was pretty fucked up. I hit it on the front left side, right in front of the pop-up headlight. So my bumper's cracked. My hood is pushed back and like cracked, fucked up. And both of my front panels, like side panels, I don't know what the official name for them is, they're all fucked up. My lights are fucked up. Frame bends just enough to pinch all of the wires in the wiring harness, or in the front wiring harness. So, no fun. I get it home, fuck with it for the next few days. I figured out a way to drive it around without the front panels. I like take my light out and fuck with the wiring harness enough to get my light to work. My pop-ups don't work. And I drive it around like that for a while until I can find a parts car. That I don't know the name of the guy who sold it to me, or else I'd tell you, because he's fucking awesome. But yeah, get the parts car, cut the front end off of that one, because these cars are one, like the frame is the entire car. You can't take them apart. So cut the front end off of that one, cut the front end off of this one, switch the wiring harness, weld the front end of the parts car I bought to this one. Replace the wiring harness, replace my lights, and it comes with all the body panels that I cracked during my crash. So right now, outside behind the camera, I have all of my body panels sanded down and primed for paint. Right, this is a 86 SE notchback. Even though I am planning to do a fastback conversion at some point, because even though people are, the notchback's a dying breed, realistically there's more notchbacks than there are fastbacks, and I feel like the fastback looks better. If you think otherwise, you can go fuck yourself. Yeah, so all that, planning on trying to remanufacture some like sleepy headlights, because I feel like that look cool as shit, and I've seen like one other person with them, right? Do that pretty cool. Painted it gunmetal gray. It was gold when I first got it. Gold was cool. I didn't really fuck with it. Everybody else fucked with it, but I just not a big fan. Yeah, so got all this shit. Engine's right here. Oh yeah, there we go. Back to where I was at before. Don't let me go off topic again. I like to race this John around. It's fast. I like to fuck around with it. So one day after work, I'm driving it around in its mangled state with door panels on it, and nothing else. I have the door panels off now because I'm painting it. But fucking around, come across an Audi with like an intake sticking like 3 feet out of the hood. I don't know what the fuck this thing is, right? Line up with it. We do a little race. I'm banging gears pretty hard. I win, of course. There's a whole car of girls in the other car. So that's pretty awesome. It's fucking mean sounding car. If you check my Instagram, I'll put that in the bio. It's in my highlights somewhere, I think. I think I might have like a reel of it. I don't know. Yeah, but I slam gears too hard, break one of my shifter forks in my Muncie 4-speed, and I lose reverse. Don't know about it until like fucking 3 hours later, when I'm trying to reverse out of a parking lot, and then I have to pull the car out. But I figure this is a great opportunity to switch to a 5-speed transmission. So I pick up in a Isuzu 5-speed, which came with came with the parts car. Little did I know that these Isuzu 5-speeds are only came in the 4-speed Fieros. So these things have a pretty bad reputation for having weak ass shifter forks that just fucking break, especially with high torque builds like this one. So trying to find a Muncie 5-speed which has slightly worse gearing, right? But I know that thing's gonna last. That transmission, the Muncie 4-speed that I was running before, I'm pointing at shit that you can't see, right? The Muncie 4-speed had like 200,000 miles on it, and this Isuzu, I have no fucking idea, because it didn't come in a car. It came in the passenger seat of another V6 I bought. Yeah, so I can switch it over to this, but right now I'm taking this all apart. I had a lifter tech. Figure if I'm replacing my lifters, I have to check if my cam's damaged, right? Bad lifter, cam, right? Cam damage. I don't want fucked up cam. I figure, well, if I'm taking out my cam and looking at it, might as well just throw it away anyways and put a bigger one in there. So putting a ZZP XP cam in there. Fucking around with it, intercooling it. I have my supercharger down below the camera. I don't know if you can see here. I'll just fucking pick it up for you. Supercharger. I'm fucking with the pulley, putting about a 3-inch pulley on there because I don't want to blow up the fucking block. I don't know how much pounds of boost this thing can handle. Even though I've seen one dude pushing like 14 with this stock thing. I don't know, but I don't want to push any more than like 12. But I'm gonna put a smaller pulley on there, bore it out a little bit so I can get some better airflow. Intercooler that I'll have to route stack for it, or I'll have to route the intercooler out and put the stack right here on top of the block between the supercharger and the rest of everything, right? Fuck with valve springs, because bigger cam, I need better valve springs. I don't know what these are rated to, but I put 150-pound valve springs on them. I'll just leave these because the lifters that come on it are pretty sweet, and cam and lifters is like a fucking stupid thing to do, unless I'm just stupid. I'm putting some, I don't know what the fuck you'd call these things, putting some better ones of those on there, right? That they like hold the push rod in place. Upgrading all of my gaskets and shit. See, supercharger, recorder, cam. I think for the most part, that's like everything extreme that I'm doing. Probably just go through, replace all my valves, everything like that. New lifters, of course, because why the fuck would I take this whole thing apart for a lifter take if I'm not gonna replace a lifter? New water pump, because why the fuck not? New transmission, because why the fuck not? Basically new everything. I'm like literally rebuilding this entire engine. I'm hoping that I can do it in like the next 3 months because I'm ordering everything currently. Everything is actually on the way. Other than paint for my car and a new clutch, because why would I order a clutch for a transmission that I'm not going to keep? Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm geeked. Yeah, I mean, it's built already. Build it more. I'm hoping to push like 300, 350 horsepower out of it. New fuel system. Whole new fuel system. And there's like a pile of fiberglass insulation on the floor. I don't know if the camera can see that, probably not. I'm replacing all of the insulation in here because it's all shitty fiberglass insulation that's like fucking exploding, right? And this loves to get sucked up into my intake. And so I have to clean my intake like once a week. So I'm just replacing it all with like thermal, I don't know what the fuck the material, it's like the reflective shit, right? Like heat liner, heat, noise dampener. Oh yeah. Going through, that'll give me some more engine space too, right? And make it a bit easier to fuck with fuel lines because Like literally every time I've had to drop the gas tank, my biggest issue is pushing the fuel lines up through the fiberglass, like the fuel lines and the wiring up through the fiberglass insulation up into this fucking hole, like literally like 2 quarters next to each other. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I have. I mean, I told you my whole car story. What I'm doing to it now. I'm sorry for starting at this point. I mean, the engine is out of the car, so this is kind of where everybody who's doing this shit would start, other than like my computer's already tuned. But I'm just gonna buy a new fucking computer, right? That's like tuned for the cam and shit, because there's people that do that. For 3800s, and I want to be able to drive my car, right? I'll have somebody tune it probably like immediately after I get it, but I want to be able to drive it there and drive it at all once I get this thing started up, right? I want to be able to start the fucking car. Yeah. Thankfully, I've been blessed with an awesome dad who is a mechanic of sorts. I mean, all of the shit that I use is his. So I'm super thankful for that. I have a buddy. I'll also throw his Instagram in the description because he's fucking awesome. That slow S60R. Yeah. He's pretty awesome. He hasn't done nearly as much shit as I have, but he knows a lot more than me. Yeah. Best friend, buddy, guy. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's really all I got for you. Unless you want to see me shake ass or something. What? I don't know. I love you. Thank you for watching the video, by the way. Hold on. I'm going to step back in front of the camera. Thank you for watching the video, by the way. Even though, like, 5 of the views are probably going to be me. And, like, 1 of them is going to be, like, one of my friends who watched it for, like, 3 minutes. And then it was like, I don't actually like this kid enough to watch this video. And, like, maybe 1 random person who's like, my dad gave me a Fiero, and I'm going to 3800 swap it. I'm sorry. I've already done it. So I can't show you how to do it. I feel like an asshole. I wish I could show you everything, but I don't really want to move the camera. I mean, I guess I could give you like a little 360 real quick and then turn off the video. All this shit. Fuck that fuel rail. I don't need it anymore. Fuck that thing. That thing broke because my engine's too torquey. Fuck my engine mount. That broke because my engine's too torquey. Fuck my clutch. That shit's burnt to fuck because I learned how to drive manual with this car. Fuck this supercharger that only pushes like 8 pounds of boost, as is. Fuck this, not that one. Fuck that log that like fucking reduces airflow hella. Fuck that alternator. I don't even know what the fuck he did. Fuck that idler pulley that I have to replace. Fuck all these hoses. Fuck that stupid ass oil filter arm that I had to find off like a fucking Impala or some shit, because the stock one will not fit in the, like, it won't fit with the frame and shit. And if you can find some way to do it, there's like other issues with it. Fuck that thing that had the gasket stick on there for like fucking 3 hours. Fuck that Isuzu 5-speed for being fragile. Fuck that Muncie 4-speed for braking. But yeah, thank you. 20-minute video, awesome. I feel like a geek, bro. I'm sorry for making you sit through all this shit. I'm not editing it either. Yeah, peace.